Hi everyone, this is Ben Dunnett from www.musictheoryacademy.com. This is the second of this two-part video series on dynamics. In this session we're going to look at dynamic changes. Now dynamic changes are really important because they're the way that a composer can add contrast and emotion into a piece. And again, it's the way that you can tell the difference often between whether it's an amateur playing a piece or whether it's a professional piece playing a piece of music, how well they've used and incorporated dynamic changes. Now there are two main types of dynamic changes that you'll come across when you're performing, when you're reading music. The first are a sudden change in dynamics. Now these are often called step dynamics. Let me show you an example. Here's a piece of music and at the start I've got a little F underneath this bar of music, and if we think back to the first video, that means forte, so it's telling me that I need to play these four notes loudly. But then when I move on to this next bar, there's a little P, which is short for piano, which is telling me that I need to play it quietly. So as I get to the end of this bar, I need to suddenly change the volume at which I'm playing and start to play quietly. It's a sudden change in dynamics, and it's often called step dynamics. And as long as I've remembered the words that we looked at in the last lesson, then I'll be able to see that dynamic change and put it into practice. So that's the first type, a sudden change called step dynamics. The second type of dynamic change you'll come across is a gradual change. Let's have a look at an example. You'll see a line like this. Now this is called a crescendo mark, and it means that you should gradually get louder. And so this marking is telling me that the start of the bar should be quieter than the end of the bar, and I should gradually get louder. And you'll see markings that start and end over four notes like this, or continue for quite a long way. But you need to think about gradually getting louder if you see that. Look at it the other way round and get a sort of hairpin like that. That's called a diminuendo mark, and it means that you should gradually get quieter. So two main types of dynamic changes that you'll come across: a sudden change called a step dynamic, or a gradual change. And it's really important as a performer to look out for these when you're reading music, because they'll have a big impact upon how well you're playing a piece. It's a good idea, if you're looking at a piece of music, to just have a look through before you play it. Are there any Italian words or abbreviations? Is there a piano there? Is there forte? Is there fortissimo? And also, can you find any crescendo markings or diminuendo markings? Because if you can play the dynamic changes, then you will certainly take your musicianship onto the next level. I hope you found that lesson helpful. To get more lessons, go to www.musictheoryacademy.com.